welcome back to DajibanLife. I'm here today. Obviously you can see I'm about to change out my transmission filter and the transmission fluid. It's not really a flush. I also have the governor pressure sensor and the solenoid or something. I forget what exactly it is. But I got a check engine light yesterday, and it was code P1740. And that one was the torque converter clutch, I think, and the overdrive control code, which means that there's something probably going wrong with the torque converter. There was some slipping I've been feeling, and I have a feeling that it's a torque converter, but I'm hoping that it's just a clogged filter. So hopefully it works out, but if not, I think it's either a sign that I shouldn't be living the van life, or I might just take it to a transmission shop and just have them pretty much rebuild everything, so I know that the transmission's good for sure. You know what I mean? It'll be like $1,500 or so, but in the long run, I think that might be worth it. Just because I know that this transmission, for the most part, is pretty good. It might just need a new torque converter or something. Alright, so I got the pan off. Pretty easy. You know, considering I don't have a lift and everything. But I'm gonna go ahead and let that drip out, so I don't get too much crap here on the ground, and check the pan for any debris. So, oh yeah, there's a good amount of material here on the magnet. There's actually quite a bit. That's not good. So I think this is a little bit more than normal. Normally if you have like a little bit in there, that's alright, but as you can see, I don't know, can you guys see that? It'd probably help if I put it more in the light there. Yeah, you can see there's quite a bit of metal shavings. So that's probably not good. So that probably means the torque converter is wearing. Alright, so got the filter off. It's a small star pattern. I'll show you guys later. But it looks like there's quite a bit of what looks like metal filings, and yeah, like in there. I mean, I'm not gonna open this up and look, but it looks pretty clogged. It looks like that screen is pretty much just a solid wall of metal. And it's quite a bit heavier than the new one I have, so that just means there's a lot of material in there. So that amount of material inside the filter, combined with the crap that escaped the filter here on the magnet, doesn't bode well. Alright, so let's see if I can get in there. But there you go. That's the governor pressure sensor. There was a plate here that went on like this, something like that, that held the, oh sorry, you can't even see what I'm doing, but there was a plate here that holding the sensor in. I just need to unplug it. I already took out the other sensor. I don't know what this one's called, but I know this one's the governor pressure one, and apparently these go bad pretty often, pretty common. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap these out with the new ones here, and then hopefully put on the filter, and then hopefully that'll fix the problem. Alright, so that's done. Man, that's pretty harsh backlighting. I probably should shoot from the other way, but hopefully you guys can see this, and if not, I'll try to lighten it up in post. But basically, I'm lying on the ground on the passenger side looking up at it, and so that's the governor pressure sensor right there. There's the plastic thing, I don't know what that sensor is called, but that one is in there, and this plate's back on. I just need to snug up the bolts. The filter is back on, need to snug that up also, and that's pretty much that service. It's done. Once I snug up the bolts, obviously, and then clean the edges here, it looks pretty clean, but just wipe that off and then put on the gasket and the pan back on after I clean it out. But like inspecting the you know, the transmission, the interior of it, it looks pretty good. Like everything, there's no real, you know, nothing that I can see that's kind of out of the ordinary. Everything looks really good and clean. It looks brand new, really. So I think it could just be a torque converter problem, or it might have just been a filter problem. It was clogging up, and so the transmission wasn't getting enough fluid, and it was causing, you know, a little bit more wear than normal. And maybe the shavings inside the pan are just from, you know, breaking it in. I'm sure this van, apparently the history of it was some guy bought it for work for his company as kind of a delivery vehicle, and his workers drove it around, supposedly. I mean, that's the story I heard. And usually when you have employees driving your vans and stuff, like, they don't really give a shit about them, so they drive them pretty hard. So I'm sure there was some wear from that. But yeah, I don't know, man. The tools you're gonna need is, these are 11 millimeter. Since I'm using mostly metric tools, I don't really have that many standard tools. So these are 11 millimeter, and then these are Torx T25s. So if you have a Torx thing, heads, this is a T25 Torx, and the filter also is a T25. There they are. I don't know if you can see them, but right behind my tire, there's actually two of them there. Two cops just sitting there wasting taxpayer money. That's where your money goes, people. The 9% sales tax or whatever, and your state income tax. Those are county sheriffs, so it's probably county sales tax, but that's where your money goes. Two black and whites just parked in a parking lot, doing nothing, wasting time. Alright, well, I filled it up with fluid. It took the whole 5 quarts, because 5 quarts or so came out, so I figured it should probably take 5 quarts to fill up. So I did that, and it's right at the OK line, so that's good. I don't know, I guess we'll have to see, wait and see, maybe drive it around a little bit. And the check engine's still on for right now, but you know, after driving around already, I put it in through reverse, neutral, drive, and second gear. For some reason it won't go into first gear, so yeah, that's a little bit problematic. I've been in first gear before, so I don't know why it wouldn't go into first gear now, but it might just be because it needs to be driven for a little bit for it to get, you know, acclimated or whatever to the new fluid. And then I'll see if I can try to put it in first and see if it'll do that, and hopefully the check engine light goes off. But yeah, that's basically how you change out your transmission fluid and your filter. It's good to do, like you saw in mine. There's a bunch of metal bits and stuff, metal flake, or it was really just metal shavings, so that's not too bad. There wasn't any big pieces of metal in there that would indicate like stuff breaking or yeah, just basically failure. So it's just worn, you know what I mean? And the transmission fluid probably hasn't been changed since it was bought. So I'm hoping that, or at least I'm hoping. So the shavings are pretty normal for the most part. There was kind of a lot of them, so that's not good. That might mean the torque converter is getting really worn down. But hopefully it resolves itself, and I guess we'll see over time. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. So I just got back from dinner, and look, the check engine light went off. So victory. Nice. I guess it's fixed. So changing out the governor pressure sensor, the solenoid, and the filter, transmission filter, and the fluid seemed to have worked. So no more code P1740 went away, and it drives really nice. And I think there's some clunking going on, so I think that's the U-joints. So I'm definitely going to replace those, but hopefully once I replace those, you know, all the transmission drivetrain problems will go away. Alright, cool. So anyway, that's just a small update, just to say that the problem is fixed. Awesome.